be sharing the legal stuff when it comes to designing and selling digital files. So this is an extremely important topic, which I will be going through in detail for today's live session. So I'm Jav and I'm an SVG design and business coach. If you are dealing with any kind of digital designs, if you're selling, if you create designs to sell, or if you're using any digital designs, this is going to be extremely important for you. All right, so let's get started. But before I begin, I just want to apologize for missing in action for those past couple of weeks. I was going through some really tough time, I was going through some severe depression for the past couple of weeks. I just felt like staying in bed. I didn't want to get out. I didn't feel like doing anything. I wasn't working out. Most of the times I was just sleeping. But thankfully, I am out of that phase, and here I am back and to help you with your digital designing and your digital business. So let's get started. So today's topic is extremely important for literally anyone who uses internet to create digital designs or to sell designs, or literally anything with digital images. If you're dealing with digital images, this is something you need to listen to. So it's crucial. We have this. Thank you so much. So it's crucial to have this conversation because so many think that it's okay to just take someone's designs that they have spent hours on creating and pass them off as free, or sell them in their own shops or via Google Drive. Like this thing is just going nuts. And every day, literally every day, is one of the designers, in the designers group, like one or the other designer just comes up with a new shop, with a new website selling stolen designs. Like it's going crazy on Etsy. The Etsy is full of shops selling stolen designs from other designers, and it's just so sad and depressing because of that. So I really want to address this topic today because this abuse is just growing by the days. And as a designer, it just hurts seeing your hard work stolen and sold off. It hasn't happened to me, thankfully, but it has happened to a lot of designers out there, and I just can't bear their pain. So today I want to clearly lay out the do's and don'ts of working with digital designs. So I want to start off with the don'ts. And when it comes to the legal stuff of dealing with the digital designs, there are two things that are very, very obvious that you should never ever do. So number one is you can never ever take a design from a designer's shop or their website and sell it off as your own. That's a big major no. Now, a lot of people have this confusion like, oh my gosh, I purchased the commercial license, so I'm allowed to do this. Well, that's not how it works. To understand this, let's get into the details of how the licenses work. So there are 2 to 3 types of licenses, all right? So first of all, there is the personal use license. This allows you to create stuff for your own use. You can create stuff for yourself, for your daughter, for your sister, to just give as gifts or to use personally. That's it. That's the meaning of the personal license. The commercial license allows you to create stuff to sell. For example, you buy a design, buy a cute little design quote which says mommy and me, all right? So you can use that design to create t-shirts to sell. You can use that design to create mugs to sell. But what you can't do with that design is you cannot sell that digital design in your own shop. So the commercial license just gives you the right to sell stuff made from that design. You can sell the physical item made from that design. You cannot sell the digital design in of itself. So does that make sense? That's the biggest difference when it comes to commercial license. For example, I'm gonna give you guys another example. Let's say I just created these designs for cake toppers, all right? So I created those digital designs for create cake toppers. Now, if you go to my shop, you can buy this design and you can create this physical cake topper to sell. What you can't do is you can't take that design, let me make it clearer. You cannot take this design, the digital version of this design, and sell it in your own shop. You can only sell the physical item. All right, so that's the meaning of commercial license. Now there's a third type of license that's called the extended license, which is available on some of the stock websites. For example, Adobe Stock has the extended license, which allows you to buy the design and modify it and then sell it. You still can't sell the actual design. You need to modify it. By purchasing the extended license, you get the rights to modify the design and then sell it. All right, so that's a huge difference between all those different design types. Now, a lot of people say that I don't give a damn what you're saying. I don't care. I'm still gonna sell the digital files. I'm still gonna do what I'm doing. Screw you, whatever, right? So what happens when you don't stop selling or sharing stolen designs? Number one, you're gonna get a cease and desist letter from the designer asking you to politely remove the design from your shop. And let's say you still say, I don't care, I'm a badass, I'm still gonna do this. So what that designer can do, the designer can hire an attorney and file a lawsuit against you in the federal court for copyright infringement. And this action might not happen right away. You might think that you're not in danger, you're out of trouble. Few years might even pass. And believe me, you can still get screwed for this. Your bank account will be blocked, your whatever supplies you have, they'll be seized, your business will be shut down, and you're not gonna get any notice. Trust me, you're not gonna get any notice. Your first and last warning is the first cease and desist letter that you're gonna get. That's it. After that, if you ignore that, you are gonna get screwed and you won't even see it coming. It's a serious thing, you guys. Imagine all of a sudden waking up in the morning and not being able to use your bank account. How is that gonna feel? So my advice is to stop being lazy and do the hard work and create your own designs if you want to sell digital designs, rather than stealing someone else's design and selling them off as your own. All right? If you want to stay in the if you're here for the long run, do what's right instead of taking shortcuts. Now let's talk about what's allowed. What's allowed is you can take inspiration from other designs and create your own designs inspired by other designs. That does not mean you make an exact copy, but you can have one or two elements from other designs. So these days, leopard print and gnomes are pretty popular. So you can create your own hand-drawn designs using those two elements. That wouldn't mean that you copied someone, you just took an inspiration from someone. Don't keep the design in front of you and try to draw it exactly the same way. No, that's a big no. That's again, that's like copying, exact copy, making an exact copy, and that can lead you to trouble. What you can do is you can take those two elements and incorporate them in your own design. You can have a leopard print in your design. You can have a gnome in your design. That wouldn't mean that you copied someone. So I was talking about this in one of the Facebook groups, and somebody said, oh my God, you designed a gaming design with a controller on it. That's not something original. So guys, taking inspiration is allowed, but copying directly someone's design is not allowed. There's a huge difference between the two. So try to understand that. Try to do your research. Try to get the knowledge of how all these things work before you talk or before you even create your designs. And if you don't know how to design, you can purchase the extended license, not just the commercial license. You can, if you go to the Adobe stock website, you'll see that there's an option for an extended license. That costs around $100 for each design. Yep, it's expensive. So the legal way is expensive. It's time consuming. It requires you to get out of your comfort zone, but it's totally worth it. If you don't know how to design, you can buy extended license for $100 for each design and create more designs using those designs as your base. No, I wouldn't. To stay safe, I wouldn't do that. Just changing the color is not enough. It shouldn't, like, you can only have 10 to 20% resemblance with other designs. You can't have 100% resemblance. So if you just change the color, it's probably the only difference between the two designs is like, what, 80% similarity and 20% difference, which doesn't work. So to stay safe, I wouldn't just rely on changing the colors. So yep, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you guys have more questions, you can ask me right now. You're welcome. So this is a very extremely important topic because I have seen some people getting screwed. Like if the designer is rich and can afford it, they can hire an attorney, and maybe you might not see some reaction in the first year. Second year, third year, maybe in the fifth year, you're living a happy life, and all of a sudden you wake up and your bank account is frozen, and then you dig into it, and then you find out that, oh my gosh, I sold stolen designs 5 years ago, and now karma is getting to me now. So to avoid that, number one, learn the differences between all these licenses. Do your research in depth. A lot of times people get flagged, and then they go like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this. How did this happen? And that's too late. Sometimes it's just too late. You can't go back and make the changes. So if you want to get into the digital design business, do your research first and then get into this world. And for those who are purchasing the designs, please make sure that you buy from the original designers. Make sure that you spend like 5 minutes in looking at the shop. Like if you go to Etsy, if there's no consistency in the designs in the shop and how they're represented, you can understand that this shop looks fishy. And a lot of times the people who steal the designs, they don't even remove the logos, so you can see the designer's logos on the listing and everything. So if you see that and you see that they have multiple designs with different logos, that's a big red flag that this shop is selling stolen designs. So please don't buy from these shops, buy from the original designer instead. And there are people selling designs using Google Drive. So make sure you ask whoever is selling that, are these your designs, or are these some designs that you are selling from after you stole them from other people? Because you might just use that design and you start selling the tees, and then if the designer sees it, all of a sudden you realize, oh my gosh, this isn't a legal, I didn't purchase this design from the designer itself, this is illegal, and then you might get into trouble after that. So make sure you do your research before you purchase as well. So hey Linda, yes, I buy designs from Adobe Stock. That's the only website I buy the designs from. So they cost around, in AUD they cost around $87. In USD it's gonna be cheaper. So I hope that was helpful. If you want to learn to create your own designs, be sure to check out my course, SVG Superstar, where you can learn to design your own SVG cut files. And if there are no more questions, that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll be sending out a thank you gift for everyone who is on my VIP list. So get on my list today at cutandmakecrafts.com. All right, you're welcome. I'm so glad you found it helpful. All right, that's all for today, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.